All right, so today I'm going to talk about Zach Wilson. He's the Jets rookie quarterback. They took him second overall in the 2021 draft. And I got to be honest, I'm kind of worried about him. And here's why. He got injured about 2, maybe 3 weeks ago. And since then, the Jets backup quarterback, Mike White, has been the starter. And he has played incredibly well. I think he has 6 touchdowns and 2 interceptions on the year. He plays very differently from Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson has throws the ball downfield a lot. Mike White doesn't really do that. He has a lot of underneath throws and takes checkdowns. And Mike White plays really smart football, and I'll give him a lot of credit for that. He played in relief of Zach Wilson against New England and didn't do anything. And then he made his first career start against the Bengals and absolutely crushed them. He passed for over 400 yards and 4 touchdowns. And both his two interceptions, both of them came off Jets wide receivers, their hands. So he didn't. The interceptions weren't even his fault. So Mike White played amazing. Then on Thursday he started against the Colts and he went 7 of 11 with a touchdown before injuring his elbow. He couldn't throw. So Josh Johnson came into the game, and Mike White, based on all reports, it's not a serious injury. He's going to start next week. So that was Mike White. So he had like 6 touchdowns and I think 2 interceptions, and he went 1-1 as the starter. And he looked great. Best performance of the Jets quarterbacks all season long. And then he got injured, and then Josh Johnson came in, and Josh Johnson for a third string quarterback also looked great. Grand, the Jets. Most of the Jets' points were scored in garbage time, but still, he looked like really good for someone who was like, I think they just signed him like last week. So they brought him in, and then of course they also have Joe Flacco. So the Jets currently have 4 quarterbacks on the roster, and 2 of them are dealing with injuries at the moment. And so Josh Johnson looked good, and then Mike White has looked amazing. And that brings me to Zach Wilson, and I don't understand why he's playing so poorly. I always assumed it was just kind of the Jets roster, and the Jets are the Jets. Their offensive line isn't very good, and their wide receivers can't catch. But Mike White kind of proved that they can win with a limited roster. With the current roster they have, and the Jets seem to be pretty well coached. They were great situationally against Cincinnati. Defensively, the defense didn't do much. However, in key stops, they actually made them. So I guess my question is I don't understand what's going on with Zach Wilson. He doesn't seem like he's ready for the moment. You've watched all the rookie quarterbacks this year so far. Trevor Lawrence has been ready for it. He's trying. He is trying his very best, and he's delivered a lot. The issue in Jacksonville is that the rest of the team is just so bad, and they can't really support Trevor. So, because Trevor Lawrence unfortunately has to play a lot of hero ball, and A, he's not quite there yet, and B, it doesn't really matter because the defense gives up like 50 points a game, and he doesn't have any time to throw. So that's a problem but Trevor Lawrence doesn't look overwhelmed right now. And then there's Mac Jones, who's looked phenomenal this year. He plays smart football. He doesn't turn the ball over. When he has to throw the ball on field, he actually is really good at it. The Patriots just really need a deep threat. Zach Wilson, in contrast, has struggled throwing the ball downfield. He struggles to make plays. He tries to make a lot of throws that I know he can make. He just shouldn't be making them because it's just not there. Sometimes you have to take what's there, and Mike White does that really good job with that. But Zach Wilson, I just assumed it was the Jets roster, but at this point, look, here's the thing. If Mike White continues to play well, there is literally no reason for the Jets to go to Zach Wilson. I know I would. There's no way you can justify to the locker room, hey, we're going to go back to Zach Wilson when Mike White is playing really well and he gives them a competitive edge. Now, Zach Wilson, I'm sure, can develop into a franchise quarterback, but right now it's just not. it's a concern of mine, and I know he needs time to develop, and I'm very patient. I'll give a quarterback about 24 games, which I think is more than fair, which is about a year and a half to make progress. That is just to clarify on my stance on like how much time I give quarterbacks. If you've made no progress from game 1 to game 24, you're done, right? But however, if you can make like you can show me a promise, like Tua Tagovailoa is showing promise, and however, other quarterbacks like say Daniel Jones has shown very limited progress, and I was just like I don't know with Zach Wilson because let's say the Jets go back to him the moment he's healthy and looks terrible. That's going to be a really difficult situation to sell to your fans where he's kind of a turnover machine right now. I think he has 10 picks, which is really bad through like I think 6 games. So, we'll see. But right now I'm concerned about Zach Wilson. Hopefully during in his time during injury, he can watch Mike White film, learn how to play the position well, and then he'll come back and look better than ever.